Liliana's Contract, one of my favorite cards. Perfect card in this deck. Liliana and I have been seeing each other on the side. She didn't want me to tell anybody, but I can't help it. I can't help myself. You know, don't hate the player. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Commander's Crypt. I absolutely like making these videos, and I'm sure that it shows. Hey, thanks for watching today. If you play Commander, if you are subscribed, if you're watching right now, you are my friend. We just have not met yet. Today, I'm going to talk about an awesome deck that my buddy Travis from the Magic Dojo made. Shout out to the Magic Dojo there. It is a Warhammer deck. It's not one of the precons. We're going to cover those in other videos. But he made an awesome Demon Tribal deck, something I've been wanting to do for a long time, just haven't done it yet. And so I saw him playing this the other day, and I was like, man, can I show this to my friends? And he was like, yeah. So Bellicor, the Dark Master, he's Grixis in 3. He screams Demon Tribal because he's got flying. He's a Demon Noble. He is the Prince of Chaos. When Bellicor, the Dark Master, enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of demons you control. So boom, Demon Tribal right there. When you got smaller demons in here, which I will show you. You play those, then you play him, and then you get to refill your hand, basically. That's another thing, too. Very, very awesome deck. And if you run with a demon token deal, you're going to have all kinds of demons all over the place and be drawing all kinds of cards. But then it says Lord of Torment. Whenever another demon enters the battlefield, under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So this guy is the best demon tribal commander that I know of. He's a 6/5 flyer for 6. He draws you cards when he comes into play, and then he's a Warstorm Surge when other demons come into play. So if you've got some way to make demon tokens like Obnixilis, the Planeswalker, that makes 5/5 demon tokens or whatever, boom, bang, boom, you're casting them, you're making them, bam, 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 you're knocking out targets with the damage to creature or player. I really like this deck, so I wanted to show it to you guys. So there's Bellicor, the Dark Master, Commander Sphere. So now it's going to be just a support card, the mana rocks and all that kind of stuff. Commander Sphere, Talisman of Indulgence, War and Power Stone, because a lot of these demons are pricey. They're pricey, so he's got a lot of big mana rocks in here to help get those big mama dirty demons, dirty deeds done dirt cheaply. So Gilded Lotus, Chromatic Lantern for fixing, and Mana Rock, Talisman of Dominance, Thran Dynamo, one of my favorite cards. I absolutely love Thran Dynamo. I mean, if I could, I'd have one in every deck. Soul Ring, same thing. Second verse, same as the first. All right, now we get into the fun part of the deck, the demons. I have exercised the demons. So we played this last night, and I beat him with my Anuelo the Painter deck. So I exercised the demons, but very strong card, very strong deck. I really, really liked it, and I think you will as well. Demon of Dark Schemes, 3 black and 3. Flying, when Demon of Dark Schemes enter the battlefield, all other creatures get -2 until end of turn. Boom, board wipe. When another creature dies, you get a charge counter. So that's awesome. Then black and 2, pay 4 charge counters, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control tapped. So this guy is awesome because after 4 creatures die, you get 4 charge counters, and now you can reanimate continuously creatures out of graveyards. Very awesome. Next is Master of Cruelties. This guy almost needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. Travis got this out on me. He was trying to get in, but I had to blast it. We get Rakdos in 3, 1, 4. He has got first strike and death touch. We call that death strike in the business. Master of Cruelties can only attack alone. Whenever Master of Cruelties attacks a player and isn't blocked, that player's life total becomes 1. Master of Cruelties assigns no combat damage this combat. So, works really well in this deck because he's a demon. He's a demon. So, yeah. So when this demon comes in, you can do 5 points of damage to any target with Bellicor. Master of Cruelties is only 1, but still, Master of Cruelty is super strong. I really liked this Demon Tribal deck. I've been wanting to make one for a long time, and now's the time to do it because Bellicor is the perfect demon commander to make a Demon Tribal deck. Chaos Defiler, Rakdos in 3, Trample. He's a demon construct. Battle Cannon, I love it. When Chaos Defiler enters the battlefield or dies, for each opponent, choose a non-land permanent that player controls. Destroy one of them chosen at random. So, I like it. I like this. You know, I have to be honest. I don't know much about Warhammer, but after seeing the cards, I'm kind of thinking it's a really cool game. So I might have to check into it. After looking at the cards and the precons and the characters and stuff, I'm really kind of digging it. So I'm going to have to check into that. And, you know, I don't need any more addictions. Magic is already my addiction, and drugs would be cheaper. But, yeah, so, yeah, I'm trying to avoid any more addictions. But this Warhammer subset, I'm really digging it. They usually do pretty well when they do the subsets. Lord Xander the Collector. This guy is a total badass. Grixis in 4. Vampire Demon Noble. When Lord Xander the Collector enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half the cards in their hand, rounded down. Whenever Lord Xander attacks, defending player mills half their library, rounded down. When Lord Xander dies, target opponent sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control, rounded down. Yeah, so again, Trav Balls hit me with this thing. He cast it, and he killed half my hand and then milled 38 cards. I think I had 70-some-odd cards in my deck, milled that. And he did a number on me with this guy. Good thing I was able to kill it, too. That's the good thing about Anuelo the Painter. He's got a lot of sorceries in there that you can double that kill creatures, but then also destroy your opponent's life totals. So, yeah, I was on the receiving end of this last night, and giggity. That doesn't sound right. But anyway, Lord Xander, the Collector, yeah, so he is a total badass. He's really good. Next has got Lord of Change. For 1 blue and 6, it says Flying Ward 3. Ward 3, for you guys that don't know, is in order to target this guy, you have to pay 3 extra mana. Architect of Deception, when Lord of Change enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So he is a 6/6 flying for 7 that draws you 3 cards. Very, very, very good card. Next, we've got Mortarion Demon Primarch. Legendary creature, Demon Primarch, flying. Primarch of the Death Guard. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, create X 2/2 black Astartes warrior creature tokens with menace. X can't be greater than the amount of life you lost this turn. Okay. So, this guy seems pretty good. A 5/6 flyer for 6 that then makes you, you know, some Astarte warriors, whatever those are. But, you know, if a demon comes to play, you draw cards, you've lost life that way. So you make tokens, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5. That starts to add up for a while. There is lifelink in this deck as well. Overseer of the Damned, one of my favorite cards. 2 black and 5 flying. When Overseer of the Damned enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tap. So last night, I was playing my Anuelo the Painter deck against this deck, and I played a Clone the Legion, and I got like 6 of his demons. I just basically copied his board, and this came into play, and boom, I got to kill one of his worst dudes and start making zombies. So, but Overseer the Damned, very good. Overseer the Damned, he's also good if somebody does a board wipe, then boom, he dies, yeah, but you get all them zombies, so you are ahead of the game if someone has to board wipe. Next, we got Doom Whisperer, one of the best cards in Magic, in Commander. I mean, look at this. 2 black and 3, flying trample, pay 2 life, surveil 2. 6/6 flyer. Already, he's a total badass. He's a flying trampler for 6/6 for 5. Then you could pay 2 life and surveil 2. So, again, you could pay life, and surveil a couple of times and then make some warrior tokens, but then you can dig for your combo pieces to put in the graveyard. Very, very good. Creature, Herald of Slanesh, 2/2 Demon, Locus of Slanesh. Demon spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Other demons you control have haste. Very strong. He played this as well last night. So now his demons were 2 less to cast, and they had haste. Very, very, very strong card from the Warhammer set. Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos, 1 black and 3. He's a 4/4 for 4, which is already strong. Black, sack a creature, scry 2. Strong. Red 2, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you exile a non-land card this way, Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos, deals damage equal to the exiled card's mana value to any target. So, late game, very good this is, Yoda said. You play this 4/4, and now, late game, we got a bunch of mana. You exile the top card of your deal, so now you can draw an extra card, and then it's exiled. But then when you play it, blammo, you get to blast any target. Again, lots of death dealing in this deck. Venom Crawler from Warhammer, lifelink. Devourer of Souls. Whenever another creature died, put a +1/+1 counter on Venom Crawler. Very strong. Here's where you start building your life back after using it to draw cards or to surveil. Blood Crusher of Corn. 1 red and 3. Demon Knight. Trample. Devastating charge. Other creatures you control have trample. Very strong. Very strong. Harvester of Souls, another very strong card. 2 black and 4, Death Touch. Whenever non-token creature dies, you may draw a card. Very strong. He's got Death Touch, 5/5 for 6. Raphael, Fiendish Savior. He's Rakdos and 3. Legendary creature, Devil Noble, flying. Other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control get +1/+1, have lifelink. More lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 red devil creature token with. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. So this guy's good. Makes you more tokens. And with the Warstorm Surge, you get to zap targets with you get to pew your targets with Bellicor as those little devil imp things come into play, and then when they die again, they do another point of damage. Lots of damage being slung in this deck, as you would expect from a Rakdos deck. Red. Okay, so now we got Izzet and 3. Legendary creature, Demon Primarch, flying, unearthly power, instant and sorcery spells you cast costs 1 less to cast for each creature token you control. Blade of Magnus. Whenever Magnus the Red deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. So there you go. Every time he gets in, he's a flyer. You make a 3/3 token, and now your instants and sorceries cost 1 less for each token creature you control. And again, when those 3/3, let me see, their spawns. It doesn't say demon. Demon. Okay, I was going to say that you could then bolt things with Bellicor, but it doesn't say demon. Wizards of the Coast kind of screwed up there. But anyway, Magnus the Red, Shadowborn Demon, 2 red and 2 black and 3 flying. When Shadowborn Demon enters the battlefield, destroy target non-demon creature. Blam! More death magic. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are fewer than 6 creature cards in your graveyard, sacrifice a creature. Okay. So, because he's a 5/6 flyer for 5, he's going to have some kind of downside, which may not be a downside. Abhorrent Overlord. I love this guy too. 2 black and 5 flying. When Abhorrent Overlord enters the battlefield, put a number of 1/1 black harpy creature tokens with flying on the battlefield equal to your devotion to black. So, the more black pips that you have on your battlefield, that's how many harpies you get. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Again, too bad they weren't little demon dudes, and then you could Warstorm Surge. But anyway, Rakdos the Showstopper. I love this guy. I've got him in my Boomtown Rats. That's my nickname for the Beamtown Bullies. You can flick this onto somebody, and because Beamtown Bullies are Devil Imp Warriors, it doesn't kill them. But so you can keep flipping this out on everybody and wiping the board, 50-50. And then, but he's also got it in this deck, which works really well. Rakdos and 4, Flying Trample. When Rakdos the Showstopper enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each creature that isn't a demon, devil, or imp. Destroy each creature whose coin comes up tails. Very good. A 6/6 flyer for 6 that has absolutely pretty much no downside in this deck of demons. Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch. He's Izzet in 2. Sorcerer's Inspiration. At the beginning of your upkeep, return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Very strong. So for 4 mana, you get a 2/4 that allows you to bring sorceries or instant cards back in your hand. That's the Izzet way there. Fire of Tzeentch. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch deals 1 damage to each opponent. So that's pretty good. Seeker of Slaanesh. 1 red and 3, a 3/3 haster. Allure of Slaanesh. Each opponent must attack with at least 1 creature each combat if able. Very good. Very good. Great Unclean One. Black and 4, 4/5 reverberating summons. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. So there you go. More Warstorm Surge. Pew, pew, pew. Heralds of Tzeentch. 1 blue and 4 flying Cascade. That's awesome. Too bad there's not more Cascade in here. The Demon Tribal thing doesn't do Cascade so much as Rakdos does. But there you can see that is a Warhammer card. So that was probably in the Cascade Commander deck. Plague Drone, 1 black and 3 flying. Rotfly. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Nice. Bloodthirster, 1 red and 5, Flying Trample 6/6. I absolutely love that picture. That picture's awesome. Flying Trample, whenever Bloodthirster deals combat damage to a player, untap it. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. Bloodthirster can't attack a player. It has already attacked this turn. Okay. So there you go. So with this guy, 6/6 Trampler, he can keep getting combat steps, but he can only go around the table once. Untap it after his combat phase. There's an additional combat. So that's, it doesn't just say him. It says an additional combat phase. So this guy's crazy strong. He didn't play this last night on us, thank God. But yeah, for 6 mana, you get a 6/6 Flying Trampler guy that now gives you multiple combat steps. Sheesh. Spawn of Mayhem, this guy's good. 2 black and 2. You can play him for Spectacle, which is 2 and 1 if an opponent lost life this turn, which is easy to do in this deck. Flying Trampler 4/4 at the beginning of your upkeep. Spawn deals 1 damage to each player. Then if you have 10 or less life, put a +1 counter on Spawn of Mayhem. So there you go. Pew, pew. Keeper of Secrets. 1 red and 5, 6/4, first strike haste, Symphony of Pain. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, Keeper of Secrets deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. So, yeah, so you start reanimating stuff, or, yeah. Or from the top of your deck, yeah, with the Hidexagu. So this works with a few cards in this deck. So, bam, you start slinging more damage around, target opponent. Reaper of the Abyss, one of my favorite cards. He's in my Kalia deck. A 6/6 flyer for 6 morbid. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, destroy target non-demon creature. So just about every turn, you're going to be able to target a non-demon creature and destroy them. Cardor, Doom Score, Drakdos and 2, win. He enters the battlefield until your next turn. Creatures your opponents control attack each combat if able, and attack a player other than you if able. Whenever an attacking creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Very good. So when he comes into play, everybody is goaded for a turn. Varagoth, Blood Sky Sire, very good deck. This is a tutor guy. 1 black and 2, Death Touch Boast. Target player searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. 2/3. Very, very strong. Anyone knows me knows that I love cards that have a repeatable effect. I absolutely love those. Prince of Thralls, very good card. Red, 2 black, blue, and 4. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard, put that card into play under your control unless that opponent pays 3 life. That starts to add up after a while. After I cloned his stuff, I cloned one of his Prince of Thralls, and I was now getting other people's creatures because they were too low to give up the life. Very, very awesome. He almost looks like he should be a commander. Yeah, a legend. So, Loxodon Warhammer. Okay, I think that's the end of the creatures. Loxodon Warhammer, that's going to work really well with the Flying Tramplers. Path to Exile, or I forget the name of this. It's a 4 artifact for 5. You can tap it and exile all non-land permanents. Blood for the Blood God. Rakdos and 8. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. It's an instant. Discard your hand. Then draw 8 cards. Blood for the Blood God. Deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile blood for the Blood God. So this could cost you just, it could happen. 8 creatures could die. And now for 3 mana, you get to deal 8 damage to each opponent. Kill, maim, burn, another instant. Rakdos and 3, choose 1 or more, destroy target artifact, destroy target creature, kill, maim, burn, deals 3 damage to target creature. So it's a shatter, it's a terror, and it's death magic, and then it is a lightning bolt. You know what? He ought to have a, what's it called? A Bidimus Blast in here. He should put a Bidimus Blast and the Obnixilis Planeswalker in here that makes 5/5 demons. Mandate of Abaddon. 1 black and 3 sorcery. Choose target creature control. Destroy all creatures with power less than that creature's power. Very strong. That could be a one-sided board wipe depending on the board state. Kinder Dominance. Another very good card in this deck. 2 black and 5. Choose a creature type. Destroy all creatures that aren't of the chosen type. I got to get more of these. They work in dragon decks, demon decks, tribal decks. The Ruinous Powers, Rakdos and 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent at random. Exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may play that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. When you cast a spell this way, its owner loses life equal to its mana value. So, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent at random. Okay, So this is a very strong, very, 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 very strong card for 4 mana. I mean, that's strong. That allows you an extra card per turn. And it screws your opponents. Drachnian, legendary artifact, equipment. Rakdos and 4, Echo of the First Murder. When Drachnian enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature. Demon Sword, equipped creature has menace and gets X and O, or X to exile card's power, equipped 2. Very good in this deck with the trampling flying guys. Let the galaxy burn. Red and 5 and X, Cascade. Let the galaxy burn deals X +2 damage to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield this turn. Liliana's Contract, one of my favorite cards. Perfect card in this deck. Liliana and I have been seeing each other on the side. She didn't want me to tell anybody, but I can't help it. I can't help myself. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game. So 2 black and 3 enchantment. When Liliana's Contract enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and you lose 4 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 or more demons with different names, you win the game. Very strong. For 5 mana, you get to draw 4 cards and then potentially win the game next turn. Chaos Mutation. Is it in 3? Exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players. For each creature exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Puts that card on the battlefield, then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in the order. So there you go. This is actually very strong. If you've got problematic big indestructibras out there, you could cast this, you know, kill one of your tokens and dig deep into your deck to put a big fatty demon out. Terminate. Very good card. Destroy target creature, can't be regenerated. One of the best terminate spells out there. Blight Grenade, 1 black and 4. Destroy target creature. Then all creatures get -3/-3 until that turn. Very awesome. Because all your demons are going to be big. Decree of Pain, very strong card. 2 black and 6. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. Then cycling, you could cycle it for 5. And all creatures get -2/-2 until that turn. War Storm Surge, there it is. These 2 cards combined could be slinging a lot of damage around. Double the damage, double the pain, double the fun. Reverberate. Copy instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It just makes sense in this deck. The Horus Heresy, Grixis and 3. This is a very strong card. It's a new Warhammer card. For each opponent, gain control of up to 1 target non-legendary creature that player controls for as long as the Horus Heresy remains on the battlefield. That's very strong. Draw a card for each creature you control but don't own. That's strong. Starting with you, each player chooses a creature. Destroy each creature chosen this way. Okay, so you're going to, choose one of their creatures and they're going to lose. So everybody's going to lose but you. Mask of Grizzlebrand. 2 black and 1. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink. Whenever equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do draw X cards, equip 3. So, flying and lifelink is strong enough for a equipment for 3, but then you get to draw cards. Maestro's Ascendancy. This is a very strong card. I'm going to put this in my Enwello the Painter deck. Grixis. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an instant sorcery spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a creature in addition to paying its other costs. If a spell cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile instead. So you make a lot of tokens, so you could just do that. Sack one of your dummies and get one of your instants or sorceries out every turn. Chaos Wop needs no introduction. Fevered Suspicion, Rakdos and 6. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among those non-land cards while paying their mana cost. Very strong. Then it's got Rebound. I mean, if that wasn't bad enough. Sheesh. Nurgle's Conscription. 1 black and 4. This is a very strong card. It's an instant that allows you to reanimate something out of somebody's deck and then exile their graveyard. Super duper strong. Blasphemous Act. I think that's going to be it. So with Blasphemous Act, the spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, deals 13 to each creature. Very strong. Very, very strong. You're going to play that when there's a lot of creatures out, obviously. And it's going to cost you 1 red mana. So that's pretty much the deck. He's got a Path of Ancestry in here, which gives him mana of the Grixis variety, but then also he's going to get to scry every time he casts a demon because it shares demon with his commander. Next, he's got a ghost quarter in there to take out any problematic mazes of Ith, stuff like that. Xander's Lounge for flavor, and just because it's good. Temple of the False God, add 2 wingdings, activate only if you control 5 or more lands. This is actually the better, you know, there's the Temple of the, what was that? There's another one out there that I don't like as much. Temple of the False God. Add 2 wingdings, only if you control 5. So when this land is out, that counts in the 5 deal. So once you play this on the 5th turn, boom, you now have 6 mana. And then we got Crumbling Necropolis, and then he's just got islands, swamps, and mountains. So there you go. I hope you like this video. This is Demon Tribal, and I really, really liked it, so I wanted to show it to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We will be showing the Warhammer stuff after this, the pre-con, so please stay tuned for that. So we're going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe. We're not just trying to build a Commander channel. We're trying to build a Commander community. We got a lot of exciting things in the future. We're growing. We just broke 8,000 subscriptions, and we're on track to break 10,000 by November-ish. So please, if you haven't, subscribe and grow with us. That's it. We're going to get on out of here from a beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana.